A wonderful good evening, good day, or whenever this might have found you. So, it's the third stream for the Cahokians tonight. And I was very much looking forward to this one because today we're going to be gaining steam. This is the point where we should be starting to snowball our economy and have some serious fun with what we're doing here. Hello, poet. Welcome. You pinged a while ago. Okay, so the techniques are now where they should be. I can read all the chats. And yeah, alright. There we are. That is not really a snowballing economy though currently, but we are running on debt and oops, that's not where I want to click. And we were building quite a lot of towns recently. That's what I remember from yesterday. So let's see where today will bring us. Lawrence Andrews says, good day. Hello there. Happy to have you. So I don't know how long I will last tonight, because it's been a pretty long day for me, but I was very much looking forward to this tonight, and I felt like, worst case scenario, I'll last an hour or so. And then we still have made some progress, didn't we? Okay, let's see. How's the tool situation currently? So, we are a little bit at an advantage, but this is a real problem. The real problem here is that the tool guilds are not sufficiently supplied with stone. And a troubling sign of things to come, indeed. But not quite. The thing here is that the area where I'm harvesting my stone from is already pretty much working at maximum, sort of. There's not that much more we can take out of that. That's the real issue here at hand. So let's see what we can do about that. We do have a slight shortage in population, and it will become massively worse when the colonists hit the shores. We will face a massive depopulation problem in that point. I have to try to get some better disease resistance and medical supply going until then, but we're still a century or so away from that. But I won't be able to say that forever, eh? Okay, but for now, let's see. Kaskankaham probably will remain my... I'm right now looking for the spot where I'm building up a building that does yield me stone, but then it hits me that we can't everywhere build a quarry. So let's see. Shouldn't we be able to build quarries at points? Ah, here. There's already 2 of them built. So, stability for gold, cohesion for prestige, or prestige for unhappy traders. Oh shoot, my tribal cohesion is negative. We need to increase the court spending. That's a no-no. Here we go. No wonder things go to no good end currently. When did that happen and how? Ah, well. Okay. So let's increase our stone income next. The colonial charters dragged down my income a little bit hard. Matt Smith. Hey man, just want to say, learning Factorio. Oh, glad to hear that I was able to help you into Factorio, one of my favorite games. Currently a little bit burned out from it, but it comes and goes like that. And yeah, EU5 has just picked it up and didn't put it down since then, basically. A die maker. Yeah, whatever. This is my least favorite town due to the low control it has. This means tax income there is naturally not good, but whatever. I'm not paying for it, so I don't care. If the estates want to do it, fine. So, lumber mills. Eh? Why? Why are you not showing me the current market about lumber when I look at it like that? It usually works like that. Here. Ah, I was just stupid. I see. So we don't need that lumber mill, so we're going to forbid it to be built. I'm a little bit picky on these. Thing is, lumber mills use tools, and everybody who has been playing Primitive America gameplays knows that tools are really your bottleneck. We are going to always create art when we can create art, even if it pisses off the local clerics. Because art is one timeless source of prestige, and prestige is really hard to come by in general. It's one of the most elusive resources in game, in my opinion at least. Sponsoring the noble arts. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make our noble people happy for a while, and just what we need. Just what we need. Alright, I got my next 50 bucks to spend. And we have completed another colonial charter. Excellent. Okay, so we are expanding into that direction, so this is just the next logical pick, isn't it? So that brings me clay, fruit, legumes, and cotton into the empire. Cotton, that is so important. I've been waiting for cotton for such a long time. So let's take Michigamea and originate that from there. Yeah, the colony cost is so heavy. But, well, at the same time, I don't want to stop spending that. We can always slow the development of the colonies if any need arises. And on the other end, the faster I pick up these territories, the faster I can develop them. That's why I want to get this as quick as I can. It's sort of an arms race, really. Yeah, Cahokia is growing big, isn't it? Let's see how far we can make it before the colonial forces ruin the party. We'll see about that. But it's a really nice challenge, even if you are already somewhat experienced with the game. It's sort of like a speedrun mode, where you challenge yourself in the field of trying to get there, get as much as possible, as fast as possible. It's really interesting, because it's really a lot of territory that you can't grab, and we can't even explore. There's a couple of regions that are currently explorable here. You see that all that stuff, that ain't explorable for us yet. But this here, with enough manpower and money, we can uncover that and colonize that as well. So we do still have even more room to grow into. I love it. It's really, really exciting. So yeah, winter months, now we have a negative income. That is not really, really cool. Cost of colonies weighing me down too hard. So we're going to slow down until the income is higher. We can't do differently right now. Let's see what we can do. Certainly not planting legumes. But most goods currently seem to lose a lot in value here. It's really the issue. I've picked most of the low-hanging fruit to put into different terms. So the Carpenter's Guild ain't carpentering yet. Well, I don't see them being that lucrative in general. Potter's Guild, though, on the other hand, seems to be going crazy. Paper makers, obviously, as per usual. Yeah, it's very stress-free because you don't have any outside pressure. That's true, Poet. Hey, Hastur. Yeah, thank you, man. I did work quite hard on them, admittedly. I put over 150 hours of learning process into it before I did the majority of the tutorials. So, thanks. I'm really, really happy to hear that that the work was not in vain. Alright. Granaries. Granaries mainly cost me money. Well. Trade advantage ain't interesting. Shift towards traditional economy versus... Well, let's see. What would we benefit from that? We shift towards traditional economy. Raw material outputs are good. Pop cap is good. Food production is good. Overall, this is pretty much where we want to be right now. So, yeah. Now comes the point where we aren't growing our income as easy anymore. This comes because we don't have that many high-quality populations that have high demands. Most of the Cahokians are very thin, settled areas with lots of peasants. And peasants are the... Let's go over here. When it comes down to needs, peasants are really not buying too costly goods on the market. They're only taking the basics, the utmost basics. Whereas citizens, they buy way higher amounts of things on the market. That is why we are currently not earning that much money. Mainly. So, we are paying also a little bit of interest there, but this is not really where we're going broke. So I'm going to run my colonial charter at 50% now, until we have managed to resolve the issue. So, tar. Are you guys really needing tar, or are you just imagining how much it could be worth? The latter is the case. Damn. Again, a -10 on the tribal cohesion. Nasty. Well. That ain't too much of a snowball-y economy right here. But I mean, the good point is that my estates are helping me out as good as they can. But yeah. Very noticeable how only very few industries really are running at a good profit there. Well, well. But that's okay. Hey Schmo, welcome. Well, the Cahokians are a little bit broke, but beyond that, quite good. Speaking about being broke, so that's one thing that I really should take into account. Wherever we do build buildings that provide basic materials. I mean, with that, these black ones here, they put peasants into the state of laborers. Laborers aren't quite citizens, but they're still much better taxpayers than peasants. We should be considering that. Great to have you folks around tonight again. I was almost too tired to do this, but then I felt like I'd be playing EU5 anyways tonight, without camera or with camera, and yeah, might as well go Cahokia tonight. So here, I think, for the first time, I will accept the installment of the lumber mill, even though I don't like the fact that it puts a strain on my tools. Nah, never mind. You can't afford that, sadly. Tools have to be put into use elsewhere. Tools are our bottleneck, because we only have a limited amount of tool skills that we can set up, and tool skills are the only spaces where we can really make tools, because Paradox said so. So money or tribal cohesion. At this point, I take the tribal cohesion bump upwards, because the negative estate satisfaction is certainly also draining my money, because I can't tax them as much as I would want to, and there is a problematic with that. Ooh, nice to hear that, Shmo. I almost streamed Book of Hours tonight, just to let you know. I was that close to take tonight's stream onto Book of Hours, but then I was vibing a little bit more towards what we were doing here lately. But I want to continue my archaeologist run. I'm very curious to see how that story unfolds further. So expect to stream the upcoming days or so. Tool income negative. It begins. So this is really the nasty problem here. Let's see, who's eating my tools? Oh, Cahokia has a lumber mill that we can't close down. Excellent. And those irrigations, we're also going to shut them down. I don't want any irrigations in my country. The problem with irrigations is they consume tools to give some bonuses which are actually not bad. The extra food stockpile makes your country grow a little bit faster, but we are in a very special screwed situation here, so I can't do that. I really hope that this will eventually be changed, because that's really one of the most annoying factors about playing Tribal nowadays. So, Michikamea will turn into a town. Definitely. We need every town that we can get, guys. And it's only a fiber crops region. I mean, don't talk shit about fiber crops, they're really good, but we have a lot of these provinces, in all honesty. Oh. Okay. That's only 8% that I can't grind it up manually. Damn. So I'll be needing at least a plus 10% event to make it happen this time. Damn. Oh, you are also running Archaeologist Schmo? Cool. I mean, my first run I totally chose entirely random and had twice spawn. That was not really because I chose it willingly or so. It just came together like that because of the initial choosing from me. Come on, give me something. Promote urbanization is such a nice debate, and we messed it up. So, still can't pay the entire colonial charter. Too bad. Poet also went archaeology. Are we all Indiana Joneses, huh? Oh. We're done with that. So we're going to strengthen the tribal cohesion to get that finally back to a positive value. It just bothers me the way it is right now. I don't want to appoint any characters, they're just too costly. Alright. Wineries also consume tools, but I don't want to shut them down too, because they'll provide something we actually need to a certain degree. And we're still net positive. Those lumber mills are really the biggest consumers of tools on the market, sadly. It's really a shame. So, next step on the list, where we should be building those lumber provinces a little bit further. Well, Schmo, contamination in Book of Hours means that if you read these books with the wrong soul cards, they will be afflicted by a malady and need to be healed. They will remain ill until you heal them. The many beds in the library serve exactly that purpose. Yeah, I get that. You need to be able to dive into that stuff head over toes, Poet. And if you don't have the mind for that, it's hard to enjoy a Book of Hours. I totally get that. You seem to be a little bit tired lately. I hope you're giving yourself the rest you require to regenerate your awesomeness, man. Lately, I feel like you're a little bit less energetic than I'm used to. But I have that sometimes too. That's just how life is. Way. The plight of Cahokia, draining me of my stability and cohesion. Are you done denigrating me? So, well... money is really not flowing into my wallet as fast as I want it to. Just like in real life. So yeah, we put our artworks into the museum, always. Oh, head over heels it is, yeah. I'm just not a native speaker messing up your what's the word? Let's see, I'm too tired even to wake up to find the proper word. Sayings? Is it sayings? I think sayings is as close as it gets. Or as some YouTube commenters like to say, I am actively hurting the English language. Those are the grammar Nazis on my today. I mean the grammar enthusiasts are my favorites. Pronunciation police is also quite popular with me. I'm German. I'm originally from Germany. Had a bit of contact with native speakers in my life, but admittedly not too much. But I like English language in general, and yeah, mostly self-taught. And that's why I tend to have no fixed dialect or anything, because I pick up my pronunciations and my dialects from whoever I was recently listening to, and turn myself into a chimera of different dialects. But I like it that way. Okay, we have soon the money together for the next lumber expansion. We need to keep that lumber going, to keep that stone going, to keep the tools going. That's the cycle of things here. Because we should probably also consider, do we really need clay pits? But yeah, for the time being they are a necessary evil, and we are digging out the clay with timber, so that's okay. Lumber. Yeah, Shmo, exactly. That's why I'm going down on people so hard when they try to degrade me or my work for pronouncing something wrong. They're giving me a free target to be a little bit mean, because they are too. You know. And sorry for them, but I like to be mean too, so game goes both ways. But yeah, I've been reading a lot of English too, that's true. Oh, we can build a temple here. That would increase our control by another 5%. And increase our earnings. Towns without temples are truly forsaken places. Or something like that. Yeah. Definitely gonna repay the loans, so we get a little bit more money here together. It's really difficult to get on your feet, especially when the estates keep building such nonsensical buildings there. Wait a sec. Oh, thanks for the money, fellas. But, why is this not showing here? Should this be... Whatever. We don't want irrigations eating our tools. We got towns. Can I look it up? Should be able to look it up somewhere. That's a good question. Where can I look it up? Production, maybe? Now there I got something that I need to check out. Let's see. Town? No, also not. So that's... Let's look for it. It's kidding me? That's even better. Ah, okay. Now that's what we're probably here we're going to find what we're looking for. Location ranks. Yeah, that's what I needed. Put that into the favorites. So we got 1 town, 2 town, 3 town, 4 town. Yeah. Currently I only speak English. I tried to learn something else with Duolingo, but that's when I did realize that I am not really one of those people who are blessed with the ability to just learn a language without access to a different native speaker. I think this is the best way to learn it, and all my English progress came mainly due to contact with native speakers in my childhood and on the way along there too. So yeah, I tried to learn a little bit of Spanish on the way, but I gotta say, everything I tried to pick up via Duolingo is flushed away down the toilet, gone. It's pretty shocking to me, in all honesty. I really thought that it'd linger, but no. If it doesn't have a practical use in my life, I just forget about it. And it's like just stuffing knowledge in and letting it fall out on the other end of my brain, so to speak. Our income has become a lot better. Tribal cohesion, I guess. So, let's see. Let's pay off our last loan. And get the colonial spending back up to tops. In Germany, I had the special luck to have had a exchange student from Australia when I was a kid. He was with us a couple of months, and I already had rudimentary English knowledge because I was reading a lot of knowledge as a kid because of all the English computer games that I was playing. And I vividly remembered that this was the time in my life when it really made click, and I started to learn the language as something I can use rather than something where I translate a word or two or so. I can't remember how old I was during that. It was somewhere between 8 and 10, 12? I don't know. I have no memory about time, and I don't really have contact to my relatives anymore to ask, so that's that. And they don't even know even if I'd ask them. So, all right, let's upgrade the RGO here in Michigamea. That's really, really good. We probably should be going for the timber here too. We're already going negative. What in Michigamea? You are out. You're down and out. Sorry, dude. Need the timber more badly. And yeah, that was a very, very short stop in the positive money. Damn. Why is this key? It's not that bad here in Cahokia. Stop over-exaggerating and telling people that it sucks to be here. It's not. Okay. So let's save up for the next town, I'd say. Sadly, there's no Australia stat currently. That would be really cool. So, yeah, that really did hurt my colonial energy, but I'm pressing still forward because I want to have the area that has the cotton. Cotton is excellent stuff for anything related to cloth, obviously. That's why I want to have it. But I don't like the fact that my income right now is just too low to do pretty much anything. Why can't I destroy this one and the others I can? Kangaroo penal DLC. I like that one. Okay. That is not a good amount of workers here. Jeez. I don't like it, guys. Whoa. This is not good. Yeah. It really feels totally off to need to destroy again and again buildings that would actually help your economy, but you are not going to run them because obviously they hurt your tool consumption. Another winery. We really need this, yeah. Guys tell me you can only do this while you're drunk. Well, okay. Dwarf Fortress vibes. I understand that. But this is really not good for me. So we can increase the amount of clay pits or clay RGOs, and this way reduce the amount of clay pits, and this way reduce the amount of timber we require for the industry. That should definitely help some. There, because these timber, these clay pits, they really eat a lot of timber. So we're going to destroy the clay pits now. Brutal, isn't it? This feels pretty wrong, but I don't know a better way of managing the issue at hand. Hey Joe, welcome! Okay. So yeah, that did lower the drain on the timber a small bit. We don't want fruit orchards either. We have enough fruit RGOs that we can use. There's not really a need for that. And they also drain my timber. Right now, I'm after everything I can use to lower my timber consumption. These problems with the lumber stone tool triangle really, gotta say, bothers me a lot. Because that makes the traditional tribal start very odd ways demanding. Yeah, there we go. Finally have a positive intake of timber. Hooray! I think I will allow them one lumber mill for the time being. Even if it destroys a couple of my tools. Okay. Upgrading this place here doesn't pay off at all because we don't have the workers to fill the slots. It's also a very, very, very unpleasant thing to notice. But we're going to pump up those clay RGOs. It's the best thing that I can do. This way we don't need clay pits that eat my lumber. You still on learning German, Joe? Wow, you're persistent. Started that a lot of years ago, if I remember correctly. It's really like at least 3 years that I heard that the first time. But I think it's actually longer. Damn, I know you guys all for so long by now. Glad to have you folks. I usually don't like people, that's all. That's why it's triggering a shock reflex for a second, but then I'm realizing it's okay because it's nice people. Wow, poet, that is one of the worst, some of the worst German I've read in a few years. Congratulations. You've done very well, but I must say, if I would try to speak any Portuguese or Spanish, I wouldn't be better off either. So please, let me have some fun. Obviously you okay with that. So let's try another attempt at promoting urbanization. Come on, Michigamea. I choose you! Maybe that'll work. Coming out of the debate ball. So we can pick up 18% of support. That is making up only 48%. This game's really, really liking to mess me up today. Last debate had a similar unpleasant direction. Alrighty. Go away! Go away! Luckily you have these managers that allow you to see how much of each building you are currently using, which makes mass destructions of buildings so much easier. or just checking whether or not you want to keep these. Hmm. So that's why you're coming to Germany. Love to hear that. Go away, fruit orchard, go away. We are just going to pluck our fruits from Ambra. We don't need to waste our timber on that. Yeah, David, I hear you, man. At some point, the machinery is just whirring, and then you're just plastering down the things. My Meissen run is feeling a lot like that. I mean, it's a nice and big empire and all, but at the same time, I'm just earning hundreds of ducats per month, and it starts to be. I start to be at the point where I need to actively pause the game every 3 months to think of things to spend my money into again. It's just. I feel like the later stages of the game, it's just too easy to earn money nowadays. I feel like they gotta be at least introducing a harder economy mode or anything like that for geeks like me. I don't know. I feel like there's certain momentum. There's a certain threshold where you take over that momentum and it's just falling together all of a sudden. Well, professors here in Germany sure have a certain power on universities, yes. But I wouldn't say that professors are revered here in Germany. They're more feared. I know way more stories about people being pestered in very unsavory ways or being held back artificially. Gatekeeping is a big thing between professors. If you, basically, if they don't like you, they can really brick your whole career, and it happens. Such things I hear more about than anything else. Big egos, you see. Probably should have curtailed the whole clay industry here way earlier. I feel like that might have been one of the points where I really didn't do that well before. But whatever. Always something to learn. So why doesn't it show the one in Cascancahan? Here. Yeah, Shmo, it's just the typical stories of power abuse. And they happen everywhere. I don't even want to say that this is a German phenomenon. Because I don't think it is. This stuff, kind of stuff that I have been talking about, happens everywhere, where people get to decide about the fates of other people. It's just human nature to abuse that. Might suck, but it is what it is. Need more towns. Yeah, I should really just save up my money and plot down a town into the next best high density area and call it a day and just produce new tools there. Oh well. Can't really say much about that, Shmo. Pretty much said it yourself. So, where can we save tools in a meaningful way? The tanneries. We don't really need that. We could be working out without. Oh, lowered proximity cost. That's a good technology. That means all my provinces should have a little bit more control now. Well, we're just struggling with not having enough towns. The more towns we have, the more tools we can produce. Because currently this is, as you see there, this is pretty much my limit. And the estates building new things is bringing me over that sad limit. And that's why I'm trying to avoid them using the limited resources that I got. I find it extremely annoying that I have to work it like that, but I don't know a better way so far. The best way to avoid them overspending their resources is just destroying the buildings where they destroy where they overspend the resources. And that is not really a satisfying process, to put it into friendly words. Okay. Let's go into where it is here. Stability investment. Because with that, we can easily increase our income too. So let's see. Colonial charter full power. Here we go. Nice. At least that's working out now again. That's okay, poet. Today I somehow also have a very, very hard time staying on a high focus myself. Alright, we can't really afford the next town via loans because my income is so low. It'd be eating up the majority of my income afterwards, and I don't like that. So what we're going to get here? Legumes. What metrics were I looking at before, Schmo? Don't know which ones you saw there with the downward turn. Ah, that one. That is just my current money situation. Now I know what you're talking about. That's because I cranked up the spending on my colonies again to full-blown, all-in investment, because I want to get forward with my economy. And look at that. The chief dies, and the next chief comes on in, and we have instantaneously more money. Seems like my last chief was not the brightest candle. Alright. Weapons workshop in Kaskaskia. Do we really need that? Wow, well, since it's not really using any resources we don't feature, it's fine. Those Embraw people building more and more farming villages, though. I allow them to, because it produces livestock, and livestock is otherwise hard to come by currently. Yeah, money. Schmo, money. That's been the thing here. But, yeah. Yeah, my last chieftain was just bad. That's been a big part of the problem, obviously. Sheep farms. That's a thing. Interesting. But forget about it. Just forget about it. Oh, that's where we where we were spending our tools towards to. We don't have tools for wool. We make our cloth out of fiber. Don't need wool. Fools. So yeah, this playthrough is mostly battle against my estates, spending money into really nonsensical industries all day, giving me no freedom to spend my money into my chosen nonsensical industry. Okay. Let's see if I can't give my citizens the right to build stuff. I already have urban development grants. But that's not what I want. What I've been looking for. Building roads rights. That is what I need. The graph is my complete wallet. This graph here is all the entirety of my economy. So, we don't have the urbanization debate yet. Ugh, too bad. Let's make our noble people happy, and then at least by sponsoring some art. Probably. Yeah, water is also something which allows you to explore further, but I had the problem that I didn't have tin and copper the last time I tried that, because of these bottlenecks. Let's see. Alrighty. But glad to hear, David, that you were doing the same curtailing of the building efforts of your estates like I am doing here. I feel like that's the only way to get the situation under control, because you don't have any freedom to spin in any way where it's not smart. So... next town will be here into Tamaroa. I have so many fiber crop RGOs. It's gonna be okay. Fiber crop farm? Come on, guys. Use your brain. What are we surrounded by? Ugh. Okay. I would add into another salt RGO, but they're sadly not profitable, because we don't have workers for it. Okay. We'll need 390 bucks roughly. Ugh. Ah, good thing that we have now the road building grants. I should have done that way earlier. Now that I think about it, I'll try to get that into my 101 of things that I'll grant to my people. That does just so help so much. Let's see. I hate those phases where you just have to wait until the next investment happens. But that literally only happens in the Native American runs or something like that. Usually, when you play in an area where there's diplomacy happening around you, you don't have any time for boredom in that regard. This is seriously something that's closely linked to the primitive playstyle here, so to speak. So, get rid of that. Ooh, maximum audio sizes. Nice. Yeah, I would love to upgrade right now, but damn, I need to reduce my timber usage yet again. Those clay pits, man. They keep opening them everywhere. No wonder I have no timber left. My favorite starting nations in EU so far, Schmo, were I really liked Meissen, but all the Italian nations are also very fun to play, and yeah, I have a personal love for these starts like these, but even if they are a little bit slow. Okay. Some crazy dudes want to build an irrigation again. It's just not worth our tools. But at least we have now the estates building the roads that I can't afford. That will, in a very short amount of time, earn us a lot of control extra, and that control will bring us more power. Currently my capital has 18 grand of population. I didn't get the Utopia ending because I messed up the population count when I did colonize around me. The colonization did make the population go down, and then I wasn't able to fulfill the requirements anymore. A little bit sad about that, but what can I do? Certainly not something to restart an Ironman run about. So Kaskankaham has that invisible clay pit, man. It's just not showing up on the readouts. But at least we are positive in our lumber intake again. And next region getting better. Lumber mill in Kaskaskia. What are you guys smoking? It's a nice and profitable icon. It is, Schmo, technically possible to fight them back, but mostly because the AI is really bad. Two things are really problematic when the colonial forces show up. For one, they bring a horrible disease event with them that decimates you like down to 20% of your pops if you're not prepared. And the other problem is that you don't really have a good access to a standing army at that point. because we can't really generate manpower currently. But apart from that, the AI is really bad at waging war against fortified positions. And that is where you can't really start destroying them. In shorter terms, wherever there is a fortress, they struggle with taking that down in a meaningful way, meaning they just dogpile there together for a while and hope that they'll get that town down eventually, which gives you time to beat them if you have the necessary army. I don't know yet if I will be able to make it. I mean, I do make it sound easier than it actually is, but technically, due to the many mistakes the AI does make, I find it pretty realistic to get yourself a combat against these guys. Biggest problem is that you need to rush technologically. Not this. You need to rush technologically to the professional armies, pike and shot, and artillery. These technologies are the most meaningful. If you can't get your hands on any of these in a meaningful time frame, you can eventually wrestle down the AI because they rely too much on peasant levies and not enough on regular armies. And once you have enough economy to build up a big, fat, regular army, you usually can beat the AI with ease. And yeah, 20%. The last time I was playing Colombia, I had 1,000,000 pops, and when the colonial forces hit the ground, when the Great Plague was over, that they brought with them, I had only 200 and so or so thousand left. So yeah, 80%, I'll call it. I only played through these historical events once, so I don't know if I made anything worse or if I have had just an unlucky run. I mean, all these things might happen. So clay is net positive again. Nice, nice. Alright. And now I'm already starting to pay back my debt. I just brought up the loans so I can start buying the town. Yeah, you should really try to get the military down as quick as possible, Poet. But, yeah. Getting there without being overrun by the colonials is a little bit of a luck-based thing too, depending on how eager they are to wage war on you. You see. So, welcome among the towns, Tamaroa. And now enough of that. Build a tools guild. Come on, urbanization. Urbanization. Damn. Just not what I needed. Ooh. Sorry. Alright. Too bad. I was hoping we could be getting some more stone quarry action there. So, Merrimack. Can you guys bring up a stone quarry? Yes, we can. Brilliant. And that is the Cotton Province. Nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired today. I've been around so much today, but I wanted to make this happen today so badly. All right, look at us going places. Kutawa. Or maize. Alright. Gonna keep upgrading those clay RGOs. I'm so happy to have you guys. Always so grateful and always such a nice crowd. Mean it, really. Cheers. Okay. So with Tamaroa being on the tools list, we have now a nice advantage compared to before. Okay. So the cotton region is now fully integrated. Perfect. And let's settle tribespeople again. The usual things. "50% of that place are still tribespeople, man. Alright. Finally getting somewhere. Tools production still net. Really a little bit positive, but only by a slight margin. And I noticed that we're running out of stone, so let's change that up. I pronounced the not. No. Nahi Tapi Mycax. Wasn't this the same name as when we started out? Something with Mycax. Mycaxi. I don't know. Alright, let's whip up another stone quarry. Forget about the fruit orchards. We don't need them, guys. The fruit orchard is a lie. Good night, Joe. Thanks for dropping by. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Well, this is definitely, if it is the same, oh no, here, wait a sec. Now it changed. Ah. Oh, I think my last chief died at the year of 63. Well, Schmo, I think you killed him. Alright. Leisha Sunday, me. Oh boy, what a crappy politician. Leisha Sunday, me must be Cahokian for don't let me do that because I suck at it. That stone quarry, on the other hand, is a necessary evil. Potter's Guild, I'll keep them for now. Retiring as in going to bed, Schmo? Oh, look at my other timber region. Slowly getting somewhere. Nice. Brilliant. They're slowly going positive with their income. Although it is a hard piece of work here. Stone is in a deficit though. That really sucks. No, 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 I don't want to reduce the audio. Okay. Well, bad luck is an illusion, just so you know it. There's just intergalactic randomness, and we're all victims of the same randomness. Or to put up one of my favorite gaming quotes, I think it came from Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. God doesn't cheat. He's not only cheating at God doesn't play dice. I don't get it together. But it was in this quintessence. He doesn't play dice. He's not playing dice. He's cheating. And that is something I really like. Alpha Centauri was one of my favorite games back in the day, but somehow it never really got revived. Terra Invicta, these guys are trying to do something similar, but they're too clunky and too much of a weird XCOM clone. But we'll see where it goes. Luck is a scripted event. Wonderful. I personally don't believe in coincidence too much. Just personally too much of a big fan of causality, you see. Okay. Look at us, slowly getting the ball rolling, even though we are suffering from the pressure of a heavy colonial charter. That's what I like to see. Even able to upgrade some of my RGOs here. Fiber crop farm, guys. They're wasting very costly resources on these two. Yeah, so this permanent curtailing of my estate building is probably the most annoying part of the whole experience here. So Cahokia has a constant decline in population, but that is the colonial charter if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's such a long time, Schmo, when I was playing the original Alpha Centauri, and to make matters worse, I played the German version with German voice lines and dubbing, and therefore the English version cannot be what I've been hearing. On that end, I bought myself today Lands of Lore on GOG. One of my favorite dungeon blobbers. I was wondering how many out there would be interested in a stream of a game like that. It's very old school, you see. definitely one of my all-time favorites. Lands of Lore, Throne of Chaos. Very, very old-timey RPG. That's been probably the best choice today to allow my citizens to build roads. We already have such a nice road network coverage now. I mean, would you look at that? None of these bright yellow places I have built myself, and every one of them is a connection with roads now. If you ever played it, it's very similar to Eye of the Beholder. Might and Magic, not Heroes of Might and Magic, Might and Magic, the original OG Might and Magic, like parts 3, 4, and 5. Classic PC RPG. That's pretty much it, yeah. Somebody's trying to irrigate me again. I find this highly irrigating. Alright, I'm done now. There's the door, I know. So, still no urbanization debate again. Dang it. Nah. Don't want to spend money to make the debate go through. Change policy. We enact uneducated masses. Well, we lose 12 stability. I don't know. Another stone quarry. That's absolutely okay. Blood Witch, I totally wanted to get into it, but back when I was in contact with it, I was way too young to actually understand what the hell was going on there. But my dad played it a lot. But when I was getting there myself, I pretty much haven't had the interest anymore. Yeah, it was one of the most daring and interesting points of game design that I've ever seen. But I never got to understand how the game itself was supposed to, what its narrative was. Yeah, it was one of the first split-screen games, wasn't it? In that era. There we go. Tools Guild number 2. They're just basically negative again. Nah, not really. Slightly ahead. Ever so slightly. Oh, we can get another one of these up. But I think I'm gonna be investing into another town. Let's shut down the clay pits. Well, typos or not, poet, we understood you. All right. Yeah, so I'm pulling this through and we're going to go for the next town here. Yeah, so Cahokia is constantly depopulating right now. And I feel like the resettling choice would have been the more obvious one. If you don't make the Utopia ending, I don't know. I get constant events that decrease the amount of population on my end. I wouldn't do that again. I would be resettling the next time, in all honesty. Oh, Betrayal at Krondor. Great game. But better storytelling than gameplay, in my opinion. It had a much stronger point in what it offered in terms of storytelling compared to how it actually played. The combat was really weird. I rarely had the feeling that it was too visible why something worked or why something didn't work. The riddle chests were dope though. They were my personal favorite. But it's been a great game. I mean, it has been a very odd choice of the developers that they brought back in a time where it was not really well implemented, those weird photo character models that were super pixelated photo versions of real people. It just didn't work out too good in my opinion. I am I'm gaming since I'm 4. I didn't have the best examples of parenting in that time, and I'm 40 years old, born 85. But that's why I'm very, very early in contact with things that usually people in my age weren't. And that's why I'm actually grateful in hindsight that my dad didn't exclude me even if I was a little bugger. So I'm basically gaming since I can remember myself. I think that's part of why I took up the job that I'm doing here. That's also a reason why I never take my job as something that weighs me down. It's more like a childhood dream come true. Even if I never really thought I'd be ending up here with you folks, but can't say that I'm ungrateful. In my household, we had one C64, Amiga 500, and then we went straight up to the desktop PCs, 386, 486, and then the first Windows machines. But I gotta say, I really hunger to get myself hands on an Amiga one day again. These things had graphic and audio fidelity that really were pretty unmatched for at least a decade, I'd say. A couple of years at least. When you're a child, time is running differently, but you get the idea. These things had really, really cool graphics and cool audios. Way ahead of their time. 386 was a really, really good workhorse of excellent games. MS-DOS was somewhat limited, but it originated some of the really, really most memorable games in my life. The shareware era was something here in Germany that I really fondly remember. That was a time when magazines were distributing a lot of CDs which just had lots of demos and shareware versions of games. Ah, good times. Shareware. I'm not alone. Glad that's the case. Alrighty. Yeah, that's a pretty, we're pretty close to equilibrium with our tool consumption. I've been now expanding my regional, my resource gathering operations a little bit more, because technological progress allowed me to. This should be good for my tax base at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm glad that sites like GOG exist that allow me to go back to these games. And I'm considering to do an old school streaming someday soon, as soon as I have discovered how to hook up DOSBox well with my streaming software here. I don't think it's sorcery or anything, but I never did. But seeing how many of you folks are actually very, very inclined to, or very close bound to all that old school gaming, I feel like there's a couple of people that would actually be really enjoying it. I wonder how long the stupid Shadow over Cahokia event will last. Alrighty. But yeah, it works a lot better when I take a close control over what I allow the estates to build and what I don't allow them to build. That is really seemingly the only way that I've seen so far which doesn't bring my economy to go to crap eventually. So we have a 32% support for now. Hey! Finally. Suck it up, Buttercup. I hope we are not going to see any horrible events now that make it bad. Civilization, Railroad Tycoon, and Pirates. Only Railroad Tycoon I didn't play myself too much, but Pirates and Civilization especially, Jesus. I can still vividly bring up the jingles of the different nations from the back of my mind. Did you guys also enjoy palace building like me? I really love to build my little palaces and try out all the different building parts and try out different palaces in different playthroughs. Good times. Civ 1 was really one of a kind. It was really, really very, very, very special game. To me, at least. Seriously, I didn't have a similar connection to any other 4X game for a pretty long time. Comparable titles that had a similar high place in my heart, like Civilization did, Master of Magic, Master of Orion. These were really great games in my book. So, the town of Kutawa. Great. What are we bringing up? Tools, guilds, tools, guilds. There we go. spent all my money for tools guilds. Formal guilds. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Master of Magic and Master of Orion were really great games in their own respect. And I'm really sad that, here again, I didn't really find a spiritual successor of that. I feel like Stellaris did a pretty decent job, but don't get me wrong, I don't want to hate randomly on Stellaris, but Stellaris ain't Master of Orion, okay? It's just not. It's a much more complex and demanding beast, and the real charm for me of Master of Orion was this whole easy to pick up yet difficult to master aesthetic that the game had, and this was never the case with Stellaris. I want tools made out of tools, and as a matter of fact, when you take the stone quarries, their production procedure where they produce where they take tools to produce stone and then they take stone to make tools, they are literally doing exactly what you're saying. Alrighty guys, that is my ending point for today. I'm tired, it's been a good time, and thanks for being around, you all. We're gonna see each other next time, and have a great start in